This season I've been watching a lot of anime, and in this video I'm going to be letting you know which are good and which are the shitters in this season. I'll put timestamps in the description so you can skip around to the genres that you're interested in, and without further ado let's just get into the video. So first I'll quickly go over the sequels, and to be honest I haven't actually seen any of these, but you probably already know if you like these based off of their previous seasons. Firstly, Mushoku Tensei is back, and if you like the first season I'm sure that you'll be watching this. I've heard a lot of great things about the novel, and apparently there's a sexy scene in season 2, so it seems like it's gonna be fire. Next, Demon Slayer is also coming back with season 2, and whether you love it or hate it, the fights and animation are gonna be great. They're currently adapting the Mugen Train arc, which was already done in the movie, which does kind of suck, but I hear that they are adding new things and new scenes, so it'll still probably be entertaining for fans of the movie too. 86's second season is also airing now, and I've heard some good things, so if you're a fan I'm sure that you're already watching this too. Those are the major ones, but for other sequels maybe you're interested in World Trigger season 3, or nobody's watching something called Restaurant to Another World, so that's basically it for the sequels, and now we can move on to the new shit. So first I feel like I kind of have to talk about Talk to OP Destiny, which is one of the most popular anime this season. It's a show about fighting monsters using music that's been getting a lot of hype recently. It has amazing animation by Madhouse and Mappa, and I really do like some of the character designs. It's basically guaranteed to be a banger, it just needs a good story. A good story. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really feeling the hype on this one. Yeah, the animation and visuals are amazing, but to be honest, it's not really doing much more than that. The story does nothing new or interesting, and the characters are just pretty bland. The main character is especially boring with a very generic design and backstory, and to make things even worse, he doesn't even wash his hands after taking a shit. Basically, I'm just not the biggest fan of this one, but if you want to stay and watch for the sick ass fights, I can't blame you. Next is our first potential banger of the season, which is the Faraway Paladin. This is an isekai, but one that actually feels like it could be really unique and good. It's about someone who's reborn into another world and raised by 3 undead people who are clearly hiding something from him. In every isekai we see the same boring ass world and the same boring ass tropes, but this one feels like there actually might be more to it. The world feels like there's actual history behind it, and there are clear mysteries that are being built up. The only problem with it so far has been that some information about the world has sometimes been given through these boring ass exposition dumps when it could have been done more naturally. Either way, I do see potential, but I can't say for certain if the payoff or world will be as good as I'm hoping, since there are only 2 episodes out at the time of recording. I would read the source material to find out, but light novels are long as fuck, so let's just hope that I'm right. It seems like I probably will be though, because the anime so far feels like it's been setting up and foreshadowing some pretty interesting shit. The adaptation also seems pretty solid so far, but warning, there is some sneaky ass CGI in some areas. But yeah, that's basically it for this one. Blue Period is another one of the most popular anime this season, since its manga was already pretty popular before it even started airing. Blue Period is a story about a kid who, despite being a delinquent, has always worked really hard to get good grades, and seems to have his life together, with him always being at the top of his classes. The thing is that whether it's studying for school or watching sports with his friends, he isn't really passionate about what he does, and he only acts the way that he does to advance in life. That is, until he discovers art. Throughout the story we see our main character work really hard to get into an art school because he finally found his passion, and it's a really great story. The thing is though, I'm not really the biggest fan of the anime. I think that the Blue Period anime has some really rushed pacing, and it feels like things happen way too quickly. I actually watched the anime before I even read the manga, and even without reading I could tell that it was being pretty rushed. We're supposed to believe that he's fallen in love with art, but it happens so fast and feels really forced and unnatural in the anime, while it feels really natural to see him gradually start to love art in the manga. There are also just times where it feels like the story advances way too quickly in the anime. Bro, we're on episode 2, how is he this good? Wait. It's been 30 days. We're 11 minutes into this episode. It's been 30 days and 11 minutes. Basically, you should get my point by now. Blue Period tells a great story, but it's much better through the manga. And honestly, maybe I'll even make a full video about the manga if I do end up getting caught up. It's one of those stories that's really inspirational and shows you that with hard work you can achieve your dreams. It's something that I think anyone with a passion can enjoy, whether you like art or not. Ranking of Kings, or Osama Ranking, is an anime that may put you off because of its art style and kitty protagonist, but it actually has potential to be one of the best. It's basically a story about a prince set to become the king, but he was born deaf, weak, and unable to talk. Due to this, everyone basically talks shit about him behind his back, and nobody thinks that he's actually capable of becoming the king. In this story, we meet a black blob monster who ends up getting really attached to the prince, and basically wants to help him get stronger and become the king. So why should you watch this? Well, I feel like this has been one of the most emotional anime so far, and it has some characters who are really easy to get attached to, like the prince. This show has wholesome moments, sad moments, and anything you could really want from this kind of show, and I think it's very likely that this is going to be one of the best seasonals. The animation and soundtrack has also been really good so far, with some really fluid animation, especially during the fights. So trust me, despite the different art style, this is one to look out for, and it's probably going to be one of the best this season. To be honest, I'm not actually caught up with this next one, but I just feel like I need to talk about it because I don't see anyone else talking about it.
Haikyuu.
Monogatari, or the
Haikyuu.
Story, is a story that takes place during the war, where we follow a girl named Biwa who, after losing her dad, is taken in by the powerful Taira clan because she has the ability to see into the future. Now, I can't say much about the story since I'm not caught up, but just look at this. The visuals are so beautiful and the animation is amazing. This has got to be the best anime in terms of visuals this season, and the story looks really promising too. So just trust me, you can't go wrong checking this out, at least for the visuals. So now for the romance fiends like me who got no bitches, I got you covered with these next two. So first we have the most popular romance of this season, which is Komi Can't Communicate, and come on, how can you not love this? Now so far it's not really a romance and is basically a slice of life about this girl named Komi who finds it really hard to talk to or communicate with others. Basically her goal is to make 100 friends with the help of our main character, and it's just a really wholesome show. Now I think you'll know by that summary alone if you're interested, and if you just like a wholesome slice of life or romance, this is really good for you. The adaptation has also been really good so far, and there's really no reason not to watch this. Lastly, we have another romance, but in this one the romance aspect is much more prevalent, and this one is called My Senpai is Annoying. Now initially I thought that this one was going to be a massive shitter before I watched it, but I think that this one might actually be my favorite anime this season. Like they're literally editing the opening in the opening. That's genius. Basically, for the premise, it's about two co-workers, with one being a short girl and the other one being a very tall and muscular guy, who are of course going to fall in love and shit throughout the course of the show. This show ended up having so many wholesome, fun, and occasionally even funny moments, so I was basically always entertained. It was impossible not to be happy while watching, and I really liked the main couple. But what I think was even better than the main couple was the side couple with my goat Kazuma. I love every character in this show and how their personalities play off of each other for some really wholesome moments. So basically, if you're a romance fiend like me, be sure to check this one out. And that's basically it for my seasonals video. So if you enjoyed the video, you know, you can go down there and like and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's it. See you in the next one.